Hello, everybody, and welcome to O.B. O'Brien Court here at LaSalle College High School. We are live for the home opener for your LaSalle College High School Explorers, taking on Friends Select. I'm Carter Philman, joining you from the booth. No Bob Long tonight. Joined by Pat to my left, Jack to my right, Jack on camera, Pat to my left doing color. LaSalle opened up their season with a close win over Abington Friends. Pat, tell us what you saw in that first game.
Yeah, LaSalle came out a little bit slow in that first half. You know, season opener for a high school team. It's pretty usual. I think Coach Ansel was sort of expecting it, and in the locker room, he told them to up the defensive intensity, which they really did well in the second half. They were able to contain the Abington Friends offense at a much higher level, and they moved the ball a lot better in the second half, which I think we'll see today is going to be a key.
A new look LaSalle team this year. Couple lost from kids moving schools, couple graduates, couple football players moving on early to Notre Dame. We'll see this team led by two guards in Tyler Branson and Max Okabata. Bryce Austin on the block chipping in. Sophomore Jackson Carroll on the wing, and the lone senior in the starting lineup, Ryan Damon. Not a lot of returning minutes. Ryan Damon is the most senior, but did not play last year. So a lot of inexperience. The team you see today will not be the team you see in December from an experience-wise. Taking on Friends Select, just about 7 minutes. We'll kick it off to some commercials, and we'll come back at tip-off.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He's gone!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue.
Performed and recorded by the LaSalle Concert Band.
Hello, everybody. We are back. Carter Philman, Pat Burkhead, Jack Burns on the broadcast. No Bob Long tonight. Home opener, LaSalle Explorers. Friends Select. Pat, tell me what you expect out of this Friends Select team today.
Yeah, Friends Select is going to play a really tough game. You know, they're really scrappy on defense, and they send a lot of doubles and sometimes even triples pretty randomly at offenses. So LaSalle's going to have to move the ball really fast today and not get carried away with dribbling too much, or they'll turn the ball over, which is exactly what Friends Select wants.
Friends Select, led by two seniors, Emil McLaurin and Michael Waters Jr., both capable of scoring 20, 30 points a game. Like Pat said, they get up in your face on the defensive end. They love to get out, push it in transition. Reggie Moore, Jr., 5'9" guard, will chip in from the perimeter, take some threes. To round out the starting lineup, LaRon Smith, a senior, and number 11, Kenny Gatling, Jr. Pat, one of the things we haven't seen LaSalle within the past years is the size that they have up front. Price Austin, sophomore. What have you saw out of him in the first game?
Yeah, so Price played JV last year, and he's so big. Obviously, we can all see it. And he played so tough last game. Sometimes it's hard to make that jump from JV to varsity. And in his debut, he played amazing. You know, he had 11 points, and basically all of them came in the paint or at the free throw line. He played very tough inside against a tough defender in Jalen Hopkins. So Alston is a very good player, and I expect another big day out of him today.
Yeah, a lot of half-court set drawn up for Price Austin. They definitely made it a point in that Abington Friends game to get the ball to him on the block, let him go to work. Your LaSalle starting lineup, Tyler Branson, junior guard, came over from
Medford Tech in New
Jersey. Max Okabata, junior guard, one of the most underrated guards in the area, super freak athlete, developing perimeter game. Number 10, Ryan Damon, the lone senior starting in the lineup. 33, Jackson Carroll, sophomore guard. Hit a couple big threes against the Abington Friends, will really light it up from perimeter. Have to watch him if your Friends Select. And of course, rounding out the middle, 6'9", sophomore big, Price Austin. Austin, every time I've watched him, he's gotten better footwork. You know, I remember watching a few JV games last year, raw, you know, tough. Teams would send pressure. He would just, you know, maybe lose balance. But, you know, watching him against Abington Friends was impressive. Great footwork. Footwork so good that other coaches are saying that's a travel. Not a travel. Keeping the pivot foot, moving his body, using his size well. Size advantage against Friends Select, again. Maybe bigger starters, probably about 6'4", but physical.
Yeah, I have the privilege of going to practice sometimes, and Price is just locked in every day on his game and getting better. And Coach Ansel has done a lot for him, and Price really takes what Ansel has to say into consideration, and usually he considers that it's great advice.
Jack Burns, real quick, let's bring you into the booth, man. What's your expectations heading into this game?
I'm expecting a great game tonight. I mean, you got two great teams going against each other with a bunch of great players on both sides, and I think it's going to be a great time.
Tip-off underway at O.B. O'Brien Court, and here we go, the home opener, your LaSalle Explorers. Friend Select takes the tip. That is Michael Waters Jr., one of their senior leaders with the ball. You know, one of the things to watch out for, Friend Select in the Friends League, they play with a shot clock. We're playing Catholic League rules, house rules today, no shot clock. I'm interested to see how they attack their offensive structure, how they adjust. Shot inside by Reggie Moore, does not go. Friend Select wins the 50-50 ball. Explorers in scramble mode. That is Michael Waters Jr. on the floater in the lane to open us up the scoring.
We're gonna see a lot of looks defensively from LaSalle. They want to throw different defenses at their opponent to cause a little bit of confusion.
Here's Jackson Carroll, sophomore, tough finish with the left hand. That's your sophomore guard making an early impression.
Yeah, he played JV with Alston last year, and like Alston, they both get better every day. Jackson was so impressive last game, and
a little 1-2-2 press. Friend Select kicks it to the corner. That is Reggie Moore, a little long on the three. Up ahead to Price Austin, Tyler Branson. Easy bucket for the Explorers in transition.
Yeah, that's what Branson's best at. He wants to play fast, and he's a very good passer. He had 7 assists last game, and he'll probably do that again.
Again, the Explorers show press. Friend Select get it deep into the baseline. And that's a 3 from Kenny Gatling Jr. Explorers pushing. Tyler Branson going to be your lead guard for the Explorers this year. I believe he played just about the full amount of minutes in the Abington Friends game. I don't think he came off the court. Strong, confident ball handler, can slash, shoot outside. You know, he's a little bit of a do-it-all player. Here's Carroll to Okebada. He can hit that, and he does. That's a 3 from Max Okebada.
You mentioned that Okebada is one of the most underrated guards in the area, and I think part of that is questions about his perimeter game, which he's really taken personally, I think, and he's always working on that jumper, and you just saw it there. It's already getting better.
Yeah, a key reserve last year for the Explorers, stepping into the starting lineup full time this year. Friend Select with the pull-up. LaRon Smith with the mid-range pull-up jumper. That is good. Tie game early on. Good pace. Friend Select shows that pressure that Pat talked about earlier. LaSalle does a good job. That's Jackson Carroll for 3 in the corner. Tough foul. Max Okebada gets called for the over the back.
And sometimes Max can get a little bit excited with his athleticism, and it can lead to some fouls, but usually he's pretty poised and can bring down boards like those.
Absolutely. LaSalle again showing a little bit of a token press. Just slow up Friend Select just a touch. Looks like they fall back into a man. High ball screen. Here's Kenny Gatling. Drive. Kick to LaRon Smith. Emil McLaurin. Good contest by Price Austin. Can't come down with the loose ball. That's what Emil McLaurin does. He's scrappy. He gets into the lane. He has a nonstop motor, and he keeps going for the boards.
And I think that's part of what this LaSalle coaching staff wants from Price Austin, though. Last year, he was a little bit unconfident in the paint, but right there you see him not backing down from a really good post player and just playing physical down there, which is really what they want.
Absolutely. Love to see. Big key to the game is keeping Emil McLaurin off the glass. This Friend Select team, 1 and 3 coming in. Played last night against Hill School. Dropped a tough one. Very competitive Friends School League. This team is certainly not lacking talent. A little bit of ball pressure showing from Friend Select. Again, Tyler Branson very confident. And we get called for a little bit of a check. LaSalle will inbound from the side.
Friend Select foul number 3, Reggie Moore. His first, team's first.
McLaurin on the break, steal on the breakaway. Got to do a little bit more urgency in getting that ball in from the sideline. You create yourself, tough situations for yourself. And we get a backcourt violation. Looks like Tyler Branson had his foot just not established in the front court when he caught that pass.
And going back to that turnover and layup there, Branson's usually very smart with the ball, but no one was really open on that inbounds play, so he got a little bit rushed, and that's what you can't do against Friend Select because that's what they want. They want to cause chaos, and it happened right there.
Exactly. Get 5 seconds in, and once that 5 seconds comes, got to get the ball in. Friend Select goes to Amir McLaurin on the block. Pitch out to Laron Smith is short. Tyler Branson comes up with the rebound. And here come the Explorers in transition. Max Okabata, this is where he thrives, into the body of Amir McLaurin and finishes.
Yeah, Carter, you mentioned it. Max Okabata is best in transition, and that's where Coach Ryan Ansel wants to get him. He's very fast and has a great vertical, so he doesn't have any issues finishing over defenders.
Exactly. Got to find the balance of pushing it in transition and solid half-court offense as well. But there is no question about it. This LaSalle team will do well in transition if you let them get those opportunities. Friend Select working it inside of Amir McLaurin, mid-range three. Tough foul on Price Austin. Closed out a little bit too hard on that jump shot. Of note, that is his second foul early on. Let's see if Coach Ryan Ansel makes a change.
And if he does feel the need to make a change, Mac O'Neal is a big that can come off the bench. He plays a little bit differently than Alston. He's a very good shooter, Mac is. He played in the second half last week, made a nice cut to the basket for some points and also hit a three. So,
quick correction, looks like that earlier foul is not charged to Alston, so that is only his first. 11-9 Explorers are Friend Select in the early going. LaSalle making a sub. This is Ryan Rang checking in. For Ryan, Damon checks out. Friend Select showing some full court man pressure here. Denying the ball. Tough spot to try to throw the ball in, but the Explorers do come up with a loose ball. Branson, pull up three in transition. Short, but Okabata on the boards. Fouled and going to the line for two.
I don't know if that look from Tyler Branson is exactly what LaSalle wanted there. Sometimes a pull-up three in transition can be a tough shot even if you're wide open. I think they had a bit of a 2-on-1 there, and I think Alston was open. If Branson could hit him, that would have been great, but Okabata gets the rebound, and now he's at the line.
Absolutely. This is where we saw Max kind of struggle last year from the free throw line. We'll see how he does this year. Misses the front end of two shots. Second one is up, just rims out. That is Amir McLaurin with the rebound. Friend Select pushing the pace. Reggie Moore. Back to McLaurin. Skip pass to the wing. And an Explorer foul. Looks like Tyler Branson just got a little physical. Lost his spacing on defense. Refs will call that hands. And Friend Select will inbound underneath the rim. A little bit of a box set, flare to the corner. Michael Waters Jr. with the ball, looking for Amir McLaurin. Again, that is the 1-2 combo of this Friend Select team. Baseline drive, great find to the corner, and hits it. That is Laron Smith with 2 threes in the early going. Great relocation from the wing to the corner. And Michael Waters does a great job of finding him. More pressure from Friend Select. And they get called for a foul. Not sure if that's where you want to give the ball to Price Austin up top.
Yeah, they're going to need all the help they can get up there with the pressure from Friend Select, but I think Alston, you want to be in that free throw area where you can catch the ball in the middle and distribute it somewhere else.
Absolutely. Again, inbound set leads to a wide open three. That is number 20, Ryan Rang for three. Much needed Explorers bucket there. Salle settles into what appears to be a 2-3 zone early on. Finds the middle, and a block by Price Austin. Oof, late call there.
There's been a few fouls for the Explorers so far, but I feel like Price Austin has done a great job of altering multiple shots. Just his presence in there, even when he doesn't get a hand on it, can really affect a shooter.
Correct this time. That is Price Austin's second. We'll see Mac O'Neal checking in. Likely to take the sophomore out. First free throw is up and short. Alston heads to the bench. Mac O'Neal checks in.
And Alston, you don't really want the ball in his hands outside the three-point line, but Mac O'Neal's a totally different story. You almost want him to get that three-point shot, and he can also play out there at a higher level than Alston can, which is still part of Price's game that he's developing.
Free throw also rims out. Like you said, Mac O'Neal, a little bit more of a perimeter threat, but did supply a great spark off the bench in that Abington Friends win. Here's Tyler Branson, kicks out to Okabata. Back to Branson on the wing. Some motion offense from LaSalle. Finds O'Neal inside, just can't come up with it. Friends Select looking to push the pace. They do not have numbers. Kick to the corner. That's their man, LaRon Smith. 3 threes early on for Friends Select. Not what we expected to see. You're from the scoring output from Friends Select.
Yeah, and last week, a few days ago against Abington Friends, they didn't really have any phenomenal shooters, so that's a little bit different this game.
Still early on, time to adjust and adapt your defense. Absolutely have to find LaRon Smith. Here's Max Okabata fading from the mid-range and hits it. A great shot from the junior guard. Need to start stringing together a couple stops if you're LaSalle, just from a confidence perspective as well. And LaRon Smith with the ball, looking to get the ball into Amir McLaurin again at that free throw extended. That's where he thrives. That's where they want to operate their offense out of. Here's Reggie Moore. Left-handed drive is long, but again, LaSalle does not come up with the defensive rebound, and Friends Select will retain. About a minute and a half to go.
And I think part of the frustrations on defense so far haven't necessarily been getting the stops because they have gotten a few of them. I think it's been the offensive rebounding and just Friends Select being able to get second chance points, which is something you can't do against a good team if you're LaSalle.
Sophomore Jaden Carr checking in for the first time. He replaces Okabata. And on-ball defense. Reggie Moore to McLaurin. McLaurin, physical, tough. Driving, is going to the line, 4-2. Ryan Rang, a little out of place on defense after biting on that pump fake, lost defensive positioning. And McLaurin, a tough physical forward. That's what he does, that's his game.
And Rang is very fundamentally sound, so you don't usually see him bite on those, but
On the line shooting 2, Emil McLaurin.
Elliot Lesser checks in for the first time for the Falcons. Replaces Reggie Moore. Splits a pair at the line. Explorers grab the rebound. Tyler Branson looking to push to Rang. Carr in the corner. Friends Select, again, very up in your face on defense. Physical. Mac O'Neal, this is what we talked about, thrives on the perimeter. Rang on the block. Good footwork to get inside. Draws the foul on Michael Waters.
And Rang isn't too tall, but he's another part of this Explorers interior game. As you just mentioned, he has great footwork like Price Alston, and that's something they work on every day in practice.
Something you've seen the last few years with the Explorers, you know, I think about Hayes Altamar as well, getting the ball on the block, even as a guard, you know, finding that mismatch, and with the solid footwork, just being physical and getting to the line.
Another guard who does that for the Explorers is Nick Neary.
Yeah, Nick Neary, absolutely. A great example. As Rang hits both at the line. Jack McCabe checking in for the Explorers for the first time.
Yeah, last year, as you mentioned, Hayes played a big leadership role, and this year, I think that role has kind of gone to Jack McCabe.
Explorers showing a full court press. Settle back into a man. Michael Waters again. LaRon Smith, his 4th 3 of the first quarter. 12 points early on. Gotta find him in the corner. Can't leave him alone. Killing the Explorers early on. Jack McCabe with the ball. Picks it up pretty early. Rang at the top. A little bit of stagnant. Finds Jaden Carr in the corner, but moving a little bit too quick for himself. Shuffles the feet before he gets the ball in the corner, and that's a turnover. 15 seconds left here. We'll see if Friend Select holds for one to end the quarter. LaRon Smith, Jack McCabe showing hard pressure. Mac O'Neal, good hedge, but does not get back. Allows him to get into the lane. Finds Emil McLaurin for two. And Friend Select will take a 24-16 lead over the LaSalle Explorers heading into the second quarter.
Yeah, LaSalle looks a lot better offensively than they did last week Tuesday in the first quarter. You know, they have 16 points last week. They only had 18 in the first half, but they've also let up more points than they did in the entire first half on Tuesday.
And we will be right back after a brief message from our sponsors.
At Burns Design Group, our passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands, from nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. We create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out. We transform culture. We drive growth, profitability, and market leadership. We are a group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group. What's next? By design.
We are back for the start of the second quarter. Pat, why don't you give us some first quarter stats?
Yeah, LaRon Smith had 11. He had 3 3-point field goals, and he had that long 2 at the top of the key. I guess they counted that as a mid-range jumper. He's been the leading scorer so far this game for LaSalle. Max Okabata has 7. He's 3 for 4 from the field.
Pat, what does LaSalle need to do here to slow up this Friend Select offense?
I think they need to move the ball better on offense and rebound better on defense. They're letting up too many offensive rebounds to compete with this really good team.
Tyler Branson goes into the lane. Great defense by LaRon Smith. Ties him up. That'll be a jump ball heading over to Friend Select.
LaRon Smith is having a great game so far. We saw him on the offensive end knocking down most of his shots, and now he's making contributions on the defensive end too.
Egg on my face, the only guy we didn't call out early in the game is their leading scorer, and they're just makes a great play on defense. See if the Explorers can get a stop here to start the second quarter. Elliot Lasser, 4-3. Goes a little long. Max with the rebound. Good to finish off a possession early on. Tyler Branson looking to push as LaSalle settles into their half-court offense. Carroll in the corner. And a foul on Friend Select. Elliot Lasser just a little too physical. Got to get the hands off the ball handler.
And smart play for the young player from Jackson Carroll, being able to rip that ball across his body and drawing the foul.
Just another in the long line of physical Explorer guards. You can see it, definitely see this. Great inbounds play leads to a wide open Mac O'Neal layup.
And Mac O'Neal had a very similar layup against Abington Friends.
Salle almost comes up with the loose ball in pressure. Tyler Branson, a little bit of an elbow there. LaRon Smith, gets away with it. Friend Select settles in. And we got a travel on Elliot Lasser. Getting shuffle on the feet before establishing the dribble. Opportunity for LaSalle to string together a small run and get back into this game.
And at halftime, Coach Ansel made some great adjustments last game. I think we're already seeing that early into this second quarter. He's a great coach, and he's already making an impact.
Absolutely. Here comes Friend Select's pressure, sending a double to the ball. They do this very often. And it comes up with a jump ball prior to the timeout that I heard Friend Select coach tried to call. Didn't have the possession, so it did not go through. That'll be a jump ball for the Explorers. Tough place, if you're getting doubled at the top, you don't want to send it to the corner, the short corner especially, when that guy could just also transition to the next ball handler. Space the floor, get the ball back to the middle of the floor, and operate operate your offense out of the top of the key. Explorers swing. Branson to Carroll. Again, more Friend Select pressure, double team. 2 guys, tough spot, finds Okabata on top. If he wants, he has a space. Tough drive, a lot of contact, no foul. Friend Select comes up with it. But Mac O'Neal in transition, 50-50 ball, grabbed by the Explorers. Here comes Tyler Branson in transition, 2x Okabata. Carroll in the corner, 4-3. A little bit long, but Explorers again come up with the loose ball. O'Neal to Okabata. And Friend Select come up with the rebound off the long three. And a foul will end that possession.
And Okabata didn't hit that one, but it showed that if you do move the ball, you can get open shots against this Friend Select team, and that's what they need to do on every possession.
If there's two guys on a ball handler, somebody's open. You know, the quicker you move the ball, the quicker you'll find that open guy. Get more full court pressure from LaSalle, leads to the steal on the inbounds. Branson comes up with it, has Carroll in the corner, drives into the lane, and is fouled. He'll head for line for 2. LaSalle breaking out a little bit of full court pressure early on in the second quarter. We'll take a look at that drive. Looks like just a little bit on the body. Clean up top, but gotta let the player land. Physical down low. Branson head to the line for 2. This is where he made his money in the Abington Friends game. First is up and good. Number 0, Pat Flaherty checks in for Jackson Carroll.
Great minutes from Jackson Carroll early into this game. He's been very impressive to start his sophomore year.
Absolutely. Great on both ends so far. Confident with the ball. As Branson's second goes up and is in. We'll see if LaSalle sticks with this full court pressure. They do. No one on the inbounder, but just looking to double the ball handlers. Just gets it in under the 5-second mark. Here's Reggie Moore pushing the pace to Amir McLaurin, up and over Mac O'Neal. Tough physical finish by the senior.
Coach Ansel wanting his team to get the ball up the court fast.
Opportunity for LaSalle as Reggie Moore goes for the gamble, doesn't get it. Branson, mid-range pull-up is good. Just that's what you have to do when you're pushing, when you're trying to create chaos. Move the ball, rip through when that guy tries to get back, and you'll get open shots.
And when you do run, sometimes the defense can't set up and they won't be able to match that same pressure.
And a Friend Select turnover here as Mike Water tries to create for himself, a little out of control in the lane. More good defense early on in the second quarter from LaSalle. Scores inbound to Branson. Ryan Damon with the ball, looking to create for himself. Drops it off to Mac O'Neal on the perimeter. This is Pat Flaherty. Back to O'Neal, onto Okabata on the block. This is where he's very solid. Physical, tough. Good luck stopping that if you're an undersized guard.
Yeah, LaSalle got the mismatch there, and Max Okabata is physical, and he has the body to be physical. He used his body there, and as I mentioned earlier, he's a very, very good finisher.
Gets the layup to go over Laurent Smith. And he'll hit the line for 1. The free throw is up and is long, but Price Alston using his length gets the rebound, just goes up and over to Friend Select defense.
And when you do have that size that they haven't had in the past, you can make plays like that.
Explorers open the second quarter on a 10-2 run. Friend Select falls to the ground, probably should have been a travel. LaSalle comes up with the ball. To Okabata in transition, look out. Again, drops it off to Price Alston, and here comes Friend Select, capitalizing off that opportunity. Michael Waters hanging back for 2. Stopped a 10-2 run for LaSalle.
LaSalle trusts Tyler Branson so much, and they want him bringing up the ball every single possession.
Tyler Branson gets lucky, jumps in the backcourt, kind of forgets what he's doing. Pat Flaherty for 3, up, rims just out. And looks like that'll be a foul on Friend Select, number Reggie. That's Reggie Moore on the foul, on the box out on Price Alston. Great job by Price. Again, using his length on a smaller defender, getting up vertically, not over the back, and getting pushed out for the foul. Inbound. Tyler Branson to Max Okabata. Relocates to the corner. Has Alston inside if he wants him, but Max drives to the lane. into a slew of friend select Falcons and gets fouled and sent to the line for 2 more.
And a lot of people love the three-point shot nowadays, but the Explorers have been really effective getting to the rim this game. When you go to the rim a lot, you might not always make it, but you can draw a foul, which they've been doing early. And Okabata has a chance to prove himself from the line here.
0 for 3, I believe, in the ongoing. See if he snaps that streak. You know, an early emphasis to start the second quarter from LaSalle to get into the paint, get Max Okabata and Tyler Branson going downhill, where they thrive, where they can really do damage against this friend select pressure.
And last game, LaSalle kind of woke up from the third to the fourth quarter. This game, it seems like they're waking up a little bit earlier.
Struggles continue for Okabata from the line. First one is short. Good thing about free throws, there's usually 2 of them. Second is up and good. Gets on the board from the line. Ryan Rang checks in for Okabata. Another good shift from the junior guard. LaSalle keeps that pressure going, doubles in the inbound, but friend select does a good job of getting the ball back to the inbounder, who is unguarded. Here is Micah Waters. McLaurin, free throw line extended into the corner. LaSalle doing a good job walling up on him. But a really good job. That is Bruce Ellie taking the ball from the corner to the baseline and dumping it off to Amir McLaurin. LaSalle looks to answer on the offensive end. Bryce Alston, like we said, he did a lot of damage against Abington Friends here. See foul called off the shot. That is on Bryce Alston. That will be his third. Got to be a little bit smarter than that. I know you want to keep your motor going, but you're out of position after a missed shot against a physical guard. Can't be reaching over like that early on. You're probably to the bench for the rest of the half. LaSalle again with this full court pressure comes up with the steal. Branson misses the layup. Loose ball on the ground. See who comes up with it. Bodies all over the floor, but LaSalle comes away with it. Got to get a good possession here. Branson for 3. Just a touch long. Again, another 50-50 ball, but that's Mac O'Neal. Keeping with it. Gets the offensive rebound and puts it in for the Explorers.
And LaSalle's size has been huge this game for them. They've been able to get a bunch of offensive rebounds and score second chance points.
Absolutely. Here comes friend select. That's Michael Waters downhill. You got to get a body in front of him. Can't let him can't get a defender on your hip like that. Just let him go to work. Explorers are going to push the pace. Mac O'Neal on the perimeter. Drives inside. Kicks it out to Ryan Damon. This is Tyler Branson. Back to Mac O'Neal. Pat Flaherty inside. Just loses it. Looking like he was going to kick it to the corner there. Friend select takes over.
The right idea from O'Neal there. It was a great pass to Pat Flaherty, but you know, in those tight windows, it doesn't always work out, and we saw it there.
Happy with the ball movement there, and here comes friend select. Michael Waters look to get into their Falcons into their offensive set. High ball screen from McLaurin. Gotta keep track of him, but here comes Water downhill into a slew of LaSalle. See if the foul's called on. Ryan Damon called for the foul.
LaSalle foul number 10.
Michael Waters heads to the line.
His first, team's third.
Michael Waters here turning up the pressure a little bit. Looking to get downhill a little bit more against this LaSalle offense. First is up and good.
Checking in for the Explorers, number 4, Max Okabata.
Okabata checks back in for Flaherty.
And LaSalle made a quick run early in the second quarter here, but friend select has come back and combated that pretty well here later into the second.
With that free throw lead, gets back up to 5 for the Falcons, but LaSalle still in this game, absolutely. About 2.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Branson, physical, drive down. Foul is called on the floor. That's Bruce Ellie on defense.
And I think the Explorers may go at Bruce Ellie a little bit here. He seems a little bit undersized, and Branson's a pretty physical guard despite his size, so he likes to get to the rim. I could see that happening for the Explorers.
That is the Falcons' fifth foul of the quarter, so we are heading to the line. We're in the bonus the rest of the way. Branson first is up and good.
And I think if there was anyone on this LaSalle team that you want on the free throw line, it's Tyler Branson.
Absolutely. Hit a flurry of free throws at the end of that Abington Friends game. Really made a living from the line. Second is up and is good. LaSalle peels off that pressure. Friends select inbounds to see what they come up with on offense. Michael Waters, the key cog early in the second quarter. A little 1-3-1 look from LaSalle. Played it a little bit in against Friends, Abington Friends. Okabata at the top. Long, athletic, tough to pass over to. Exactly the type of guy you want. Just like there. Comes up with immediate deflection. Friends select trying to get into the lane against this tough 1-3-1. Kicks to the corner. That's Ellie. Looks like it might have been tipped by Branson, but LaSalle comes up with the rebound. Here they come in transition. Friend select gets back on the defensive end. Here's Ryan Damon. Up, blocked by Kenny Gatling. Here comes the Falcons, pushing in transition. That's Reggie Moore for three. A little bit long, but Friend select comes up with the rebound, and looks like we're going to get a foul on the reach-in from Ryan Damon.
And the 1-3-1 looked very good last possession. As you mentioned, Max Okabata is like the textbook guy that you want at the front of that 1-3-1. He has such long arms. He even did it last year. Another guy who did it last year was Joey O'Brien, and I think Max Okabata is one of the few people who can almost match his athleticism.
Hopefully we get a couple of breakaway slams like we got for Max Okabata, like we got for Joey O'Brien last year out of that defense.
And those dunks can really energize a team.
Just as explosive vertically as Joey O'Brien, despite the height difference. LaSalle falls back into a man look. Jaden Carr checks back in for the Explorers. High ball screen from the Falcons. Rolls, kicks to the corner. Cuts through the rim. That's Michael Waters again. Cuts through the LaSalle defense for two. Branson looking to push the pace. Slows himself up, skips through the lane. Layup comes up short. Falcons come again. Here's Michael Waters again. Physical. And a block is called. So Waters will head back to the free throw line.
And Waters is getting to the rim whenever he wants against LaSalle. They need to stop him before he gets his momentum going.
Absolutely, a little bit of a different look from the Falcons. You know, we had that first quarter where LaRon Smith lit you up from the perimeter, and now you have Michael Waters and you say to keep track of Emil McLaurin, going hard to the rim inside. First is up and good. What have you seen from LaSalle the last couple offensive possessions?
Yeah, I thought they started out really strong in the beginning of the second quarter, but I think they're rushing their shots now. They're not moving the ball as well as they were in the opening minutes of the second quarter. So
second shot is long. Here comes Okabata. Drops a Friend select defender. Might have gotten away with a little bit of push-up. Mac O'Neal in the corner. Back to Okabata. O'Neal in the corner. He can hit this. Touch long. Friend select comes up with the ball. And here comes McLaurin in transition. See who that was out on the Explorers. Good job by Tyler Branson getting back. Friend select will enter for the first time. Adam Atkins checks in for the Falcons. A couple freshmen on the floor for Friend select. Inbounds to McLaurin. McLaurin on the block, covered by LaSalle defenders. Kicks out to the corner. Shot is short, but we're going down the other way. Mac O'Neal, a great job getting position, boxing out. We'll head to the line for two since we're in the bonus.
And LaSalle needs these free throws. They're down 6 right now, and 4 is a lot less of a lead than 6 in basketball.
Moment for everyone to breathe at the free throw line. It's been a last handful of minutes have been, pressure has really kicked up on both sides. Been up and down the floor, a lot of possessions.
I was watching the freshman Adam Atkins a little bit in the junior varsity game, and he looked like his game was a little bit ahead of his time. He gets to the rim at a very high level. He's able to use his body to create some open mid-range jumpers, and he's a very impressive player for just a freshman.
O'Neal sinks the first, joined fellow freshman Elliott Lesser as well. Seen him more of a perimeter threat, judging by his early shots. But nonetheless, good to see some young guys get some minutes, regardless of the team. Both sides, young. LaSalle, in particular, inexperienced as French Select throws the ball all the way off the free throw miss, and the Explorers come up. 17 seconds left. Got to be smart on that with the ball. Grab it. Slow down. 12 seconds left. Hold for one is my recommendation. Carr in the corner. Drives. Kicks to O'Neal in the corner. 7, 6, 5. Pulls it. Sinks the Hail Mary shot. Jack McCabe. And we head to the half. What a shot to send us into the half.
And definitely an energizer from Jack McCabe. You know, shot it. I think he might have said a prayer while that was in the air, but it goes in.
Definitely a no, 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 yes. Probably let that go with about 4 seconds left on the clock. Sinks it anyway.
Yeah, and that was in the air for so long. The buzzer was almost expiring as it went in.
Takeaways from this first half. French Select holds a 2-point lead.
Yeah, I think French Select has kind of done what they want to do. You know, the pace is fast. They're playing that defense that we talked about before the game. And it's been effective so far against the Explorers, but LaSalle has done a better job against that in the second quarter. And I feel like in the opening and closing minutes of that second quarter is when we saw LaSalle at its best.
Leading scorers for LaSalle. Max Okabata leads with 10. Tyler Branson second with 6. Couple French Select players with 11. That's Michael Waters Jr. and LaRon Smith. LaRon Smith notably no points in the second quarter after 11 in the first quarter. Halftime here at O.B. O'Brien Court. We will be back. Start us at third quarter.
Time for our halftime experience. One LaSalle student will get a chance to win $1,000. All he needs to do is make a full court putt into the target.
The all-new Infiniti QX80 has redefined what a luxury SUV should be. A V6 twin turbocharged engine, available 64-color personalized ambient lighting and 24-speaker sound system, biometric cooling, Pro Pilot Assist, and so much more. Experience the Infiniti QX80 today at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove and redefine your luxury expectations. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January.
We're here to show you a better way to spend your state income taxes and get the money to where it's needed to most to the thousands of qualified kids.
What we like about Blocks is they really know where the need is.
This program ensures that their dollars come 100% into these kids for their tuition assistance.
If you are able, Blocks makes the EITC piece go very quickly and very smoothly.
Turn your PA State tax liability into need-based scholarships and receive a 90% tax credit.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Meet David and Kay May, a dynamic team with a shared mission to help you turn your real estate dreams into reality. What sets them apart? Their wealth of experience, combined with a genuine passion for guiding clients every step of the way. They believe everyone deserves personalized attention, fair treatment, and expert advice throughout the process, ensuring your journey is smooth and successful. David and Kay may go above and beyond to meet your needs, ensuring expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor, their personalized approach and commitment to service make every real estate journey smooth and rewarding. Contact them today to get started on your next real estate adventure.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He scored!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss.
Start of the third quarter brought to you by E&M Insurance. If you're looking to change auto insurance providers, we highly recommend our friends over at E&M as we welcome you back into Obie O'Brien for the start of the second half. Jack Burns checking in, our camera operator for tonight. What are you looking for to start the second half from the Explorers?
I'm looking forward to seeing some great plays from both these teams. They both came out with great explosive starts, and I'm sure the locker room talk during the half only gave them the ability to improve their playmaking and make this a better game.
In that first game against Abington Friends, you saw a lot of halftime adjustments against the Kangaroos. After scoring only 17 points in that first half, led to an offensive burst. We'll see what they come up with in the second half on the defensive end to slow down this Friends Select team.
Yeah, we saw them kind of throw a multitude of things at Friends Select early. You know, they had the 1-3-1 traditional man, a 2-3. They all worked for a little bit and then kind of, I would say, faded away as Friends Select figured out the defense.
I would like to see them go back to that 1-3-1 a little bit more, especially with Max at the top. Price Alston back 3 fouls, but you know, a zone look can protect a player, especially when he's manning that middle. And here we go. Friends Select inbound to start the third quarter, and we are underway. LaSalle trails by 2. Friends Select with the ball. As we mentioned, LaSalle does come out in that 1-3-1 defense. Immediately attacking Price Alston to the body. Doing a good job of moving the ball up top. Friends Select gets inside. Good defense by the Explorers. Clamps down. That'll be jump ball caused by Ryan Damon.
And a little risky for Price to have his hands in there. He's got to play a little bit more careful than that.
Use his length, keep those hands out, stay wide, use your natural length to impact shots and passing lanes. Explorers inbound the ball. Here comes Tyler Branson. Friends Select here showing their pressure. Gambled. But LaSalle is unable to come up. Another gamble. Ryan Damon misses the bunny at the rim, but Max Okabata sticks with it, gets the rebound. We are tied.
And Okabata has been phenomenal on the offensive rebounds today. Contributed to a couple of his points.
Doing a great job of attacking the gambles at Friends Select. Reggie Moore pulls up from 3 over to 1-3-1 defense. That shot is long, and here comes Max Okabata with the ball. Dumps it off to Branson, inside to Price Alston. Layup rims in.
Great look from Branson there, and that's what he likes to do. Sometimes I think he might like a great pass more than a great shot.
And LaSalle takes their first lead since probably the beginning of the first quarter. And Friends Select calls a timeout after a quick 4-0 run for the Explorers to start the half. Take a minute here to thank our friends over at Joe O'Brien Roofing. Joe O'Brien, friend of the program. Son Joey O'Brien, of course, Notre Dame commit. Very well known in the area. We wish Joey O'Brien best of luck at Notre Dame. And for all your roofing needs, hit up Joe O'Brien, friend of the program. Joe O'Brien Roofing.
Carter, I'd like to point out that the student section is filling up a little bit. I think the football team may have just got out of practice.
A little bare to start the game, but just filling up that full section now. We'll see if they can ignite, provide some great energy and atmosphere for this Explorers team as they take the lead early in the second half.
And they've certainly done it before, you know. LaSalle has Silent Night every year, which is very energizing. Always gives the team some great momentum, and I think they need it tonight.
See what Friends Select comes up with. Out of the timeout, we'll see if LaSalle switches up a defense. You know, they've given that 1-3-1 look. They've given the full court look. Kind of null the effects of the timeout for Friends Select. See if they drew up a play for his own look.
And Coach Ansel did just scream match up, and they are in man. Smart play from the Explorers.
Branson denying the inbound ball. Tied up, but he comes up with the ball with the steal. Okabata in transition, rises, slams for two! Max Okabata!
And that's his first one of the season. We saw him try a putback dunk last game, but there you go. Max Okabata's athleticism on full display.
Friends Select looking to push the pace. Three falls short from Kenny Gatling. Here come the Explorers again. Grabbing that lead. Okabata underneath. Another two for the junior guard.
And the bench jumping up there. I think they thought he might dunk that one too.
As we mentioned, that LaSalle student section coming alive in the second half. Explorers settle back into their 1-3-1 defense. Friends Select causing Friends Select many issues. Looking to just shoot over it. Shot is long from Michael Waters, and the Explorers come up with the rebound, but quickly turn it over. That's Reggie Moore. Price Alston with the block. We'll take a look, see if we can get the tail end of this foul. Look clean up top. We'll see if he gets him on the bottom. Tough call. Looked like he got vertical. Maybe got him on the legs below. Unfortunately, that will be Price Alston's fourth. Likely head to the bench.
And I think that one could have gone either way. Unfortunately, Alston gets the short end of the stick there. Probably going to have to take him out for Mac O'Neal, and we likely won't see him till the fourth quarter.
Good job, though, by Reggie Moore sticking with the play, coming up with the steal in the backcourt. Confidence does not waver, going up against the taller Price Alston. Heads to the rim and to the line for two. As mentioned, Mac O'Neal does check in for Price Alston along with Ryan Rang. Explorers grabbing the lead early on in this third quarter. Second free throw is up and good. With a full court pressure from Reggie Moore. Tyler Branson doing a great job handling the pressure all game. LaSalle settles into their set. Reggie Branson hounded, passes off to Max Okabata, and the Explorers will take a timeout. Probably a good timeout. Look a little out of sorts. And we'll head to a timeout. 30 seconds.
At Burns Design Group, our passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands, from nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. We create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out. We transform culture. We drive growth, profitability, and market leadership. We are a group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group. What's next? By design.
And we're back with LaSalle, ball out of the timeout. Branson to Okabata, pops in the corner. Inbounds to Mac O'Neal. Mac O'Neal handoff to Max. Explorers moving. Branson for three. Just short. Friends Select gets the board in traffic. Looking to push the pace. Pull up just long by LaRon Smith, who was so hot in the first quarter, but the Explorers come up with the ball. I think if you're LaSalle here, you want a good shot. Go on a couple possessions. Going empty. Branson again, being left wide open on the three. We got a foul call on Friends Select. That goes on number 3, Reggie Moore. Looks to have taken an elbow to the face. But referee sees it differently, a little out of place on the defensive end.
And the Explorers are very dangerous on an inbounds play. Branson's a great passer, and Coach Ryan Ansel has some great plays. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a bucket here.
Got a bucket off earlier. Mac O'Neal wide open layup. We'll see if we can do that again. Imagine he'll screen and then dip to the lane. Gets the matchup against a smaller defender. I don't think he realized it. That's Jackson Carroll for 3. Long, but there he is again, Max Okabata. Explorers off the second opportunity. That's Ryan Rang for 3.
Rang has been so solid for this team early on.
Salle again showing that 1-3-1 defense. Okabata up top. Laurent Smith finally cooled off in the second quarter. Misses the three, but French Select comes up with the rebound. And that's Emil McLaurin with the offensive rebound. Fouled, and he'll go to line for two. Take a look here. Branson, to try to get set, looked like he was just moving a little bit.
And I think there was a little bit of contact there, but I do think Tyler tried to sell it a little bit.
Absolutely. Always a point of emphasis for the referees. You know, gotta discern yourself between when they're flopping and when they're actually taking a big hit. I think in that instance, McLaurin had position, earned it right to the couple free throws. Misses the front end. LaSalle, all of a sudden their lead has ballooned up to 7. 7 points, biggest lead of the game. Second one rattles out and is in. Jackson Carroll comes down with the rebound. Branson pushing the pace hard. Finds Carroll in the corner. Doesn't look like Carroll is ready for that one. Pass probably a little bit short. Looked like Carroll wanted that pass to be in the corner.
And LaSalle showing some pressure here. They went to the 1-3-1 in the half court. Now it seems like it might be full court.
Little 1-2-2, just to slow up French Select. I don't know if they typically go for the trap. They do here, almost come up with it. Reggie Moore in the lane, Gatling out to Laurent Smith for 3. Just rids out, and Reggie Moore misses the tip in. LaSalle comes up with a loose ball. Mac O'Neal inside. Has the matchup if he wants it. Kicks it out to Branson. Ball's on the floor. And another foul call, this time on Laurent Smith. On the floor for the ball, but probably got mixed up in Tyler Branson's legs first before he got to the ball.
And aside from second chance points or free throws, LaSalle hasn't really gotten a great look offensively in a little bit. They've been good in transition, but their set offense has been, I think, a little bit stagnant. But if they move the ball here and get a good look, I think that solves all their problems.
Jalen Heilich checks in for the first time, I believe, for the Falcons. Another senior guard off the bench. See what LaSalle could come up with here. Mac O'Neal sets the screen, allows Branson to go inside, kicks out to Rang. Second three of the quarter. LaSalle grabs a double-digit lead. See if they can keep up the defensive pressure. Ball gets inside to McLaurin, misses the bunny at the rim. And that's Jackson Carroll with the ball. Explorers looking to push. Max Okabata open on the wing. Carroll finds him. Okabata downhill. Too easy for Okabata. And French Select takes a timeout.
Max Okabata is hyped up as he should be. He had that big dunk earlier, and he is just dominating this game right now.
Opportunity, takes the ball off the rim, off McLaurin. McLaurin figured he had some help in the lane. Help does not come. LaSalle with their largest lead of the game at 12. Take a minute to thank one of our sponsors, Malloy Funeral Home, friend of the program. For any of your funeral needs, please visit our friends at Malloy Funeral Home, as well as Ballad Dermatology, 2 great sponsors of the program. For all your dermatology needs, Ballad Dermatology, funeral needs, Malloy Funeral Home. Pat, it's been a struggle for French Select early on in the third quarter. Excuse me. What do you think they need to settle into to combat this LaSalle defense?
I think they really need to figure out the LaSalle 1-3-1. They have really struggled with the pressure on their guards up top, and if they don't figure that out, it could get ugly for the rest of the game.
We mentioned the halftime adjustments that Coach Ryan Ansel came up with out of the Abington Friends game that led to a run. This game, again, even better. That's a 16-2 run for the Explorers to start the third quarter. Doing a great job of getting guards in space, downhill, in transition, upping the defensive intensity. We'll see how French Select responds out of the timeout.
LaSalle's also playing pretty fast here, and that's how they've been able to get to the rim. French Select's defense hasn't really gotten set to run that pressure that they like to do.
LaSalle again coming out, showing out that 1-2-2 press to slow up the Falcons. Okabata looking to collapse onto the ball. See if they trap here. They don't. And they settle back into a man look. Tough matchup there. And 1, Michael Waters Jr. They get the switch they want. You know, Michael Waters, Mac O'Neal, as good as he is, as well as he can move on the perimeter. Not the matchup you want. You know, Michael Waters gets him on his hip, splits it, help looks to come, but such a physical guard, he powers through it, hits the layup, into the line for 1. Stops that LaSalle run. Finally. Michael Waters good from the line. Explorers lead down back to single digits to 9. If you're Friend Select, you're just looking to key together a couple stops. This is not how you do it. Leaving Max Okabata wide open on the wing for 3, and it's good. The high arcing, ceiling scraping shot falls for Okabata, making an impression in this third quarter.
And that's his second 3. That's something we don't usually see out of Okabata. Maybe he'll do that a lot this year.
Absolutely. You know, I think back to the LaSalle's early game. I believe it was against Engineering and Science when he had like 20-plus points as Friend Select. Misses a couple inside looks and Explorers again. That's Ryan Rang fighting for the loose ball. Draws the foul on Friend Select.
And Rang really earned that foul. He held that ball strong, didn't give it up, and didn't even let it be a jump ball. Great play by Ryan Rang.
Did a great job holding his pivot foot, not getting those elbows out, so the elbows inside, ball close to the chest. That foul's on Reggie Moore, his 4th. Something to keep an eye on. He's still in the game. Looks inside for Okabata, turns it over. This is Jalen Heilich. Picks up his dribble. Michael Waters. See if he can create for himself. Carves his way into the lane and is fouled. And he'll hit the line for 2. Let's take a look. Again, such a physical, quick guard, powerful. Does a great job getting his defender on his hip, and leaving him in, getting into the space he needs to get up into the body of Mac O'Neal on the foul.
And to stop that fast break, Jackson Carroll did a great job of stopping the ball there. That would have been an easy layup, but now they make him earn it at the line.
And he misses the front end. Lead stays at 12 for the Explorers. Second shot also 0 for 2 from the line. Opportunity for LaSalle to push here. Branson looking to go downhill. Good defense by the Falcons. Knocks the ball out of bounds. The Explorers will inbound. Branson maybe a little ahead, pushing himself into 3 people, but when you can push the pressure and retain the ball, that's all well and good. Mac O'Neal again with the wide open layup off of the inbounds pass. Second opportunity for the Explorers that resulted in a quick bucket for O'Neal.
And great patience from Branson to wait for it to come open.
Allow it to develop. Michael Waters again looking to cut into space. Foul. And held to line for 2 more. Catch the tail end of it here. Looks like Max Okabata might have got him on the body as he was going through. Or excuse me, that's Tyler Branson. On the line shooting 2, Michael Waters Jr. Waters nails the first. Jaden Carr checks in for the Explorers for Max Okabata. Second shot is up. And good. Explorers holding on to a comfortable lead right now. Key here, don't take your foot off the pedal. Keep playing your game. Create open looks for yourself as Friend Select looks to scramble, create some defensive havoc. Strong with the ball, limit your turnovers. Branson patient, opts away from the 3. Drives into the lane, a lot of contact, no foul. Friend Select in transition. Turnover, and here comes Jane Carr. Out of control with the ball. And the jump ball is called. And Friend Select will take over possession. A little out of control there. You want to slow it up a little bit, make sure you have the ball before you start moving.
And in the second half, they've done a good job of being under control. That's one of the few times they have really gotten out of control against Friend Select, and that's what Friend Select wants. So
exactly. Don't want to spend the last minute of this half playing into Friend Select defensive game. You know, they want to create pressure. They want to create a turnover and run out opportunities. And don't give it to him. Tough drive into the lane. Michael Waters again, making it a point for himself to get downhill. LaSalle doing a good job staying vertical on the defensive end. And they will take over after the loose ball. Price Austin checking in at the end of the third quarter with 4 fouls. Interesting choice. We'll see with this decision. I imagine LaSalle would look to hold for 1. You don't want to put Price Austin in an opportunity to get his 5th foul in the defensive end. Does not look like that will be the case, though. Branson dribbles out. Again, unlike the Friends League, no shot clock. So Explorers can dribble out this quarter if they choose to. Branson does not. Knifes his way into the league. Tough shot with the left hand over the defender. Off balance. Hits it. Friends select here. LaSalle settles into a 2-3 zone. He fit for the first time today. Again, trying to protect Price Austin with his 4 fouls. Michael Waters tries to shoot over with 10 seconds left. Loose ball. Kenny Gatling steps out of bounds as he tries to throw that back in. 10 seconds left, 9 seconds, excuse me, for the Explorers to operate here.
Carter, I think when teams go down, they start forcing shots, and I think we saw that here. Kind of a quick trigger 3.
Absolutely. Explorers come in. Friends Select looks to trap 4 guys on the ball right now. Price Austin kicks out to Jackson Carroll for 3. A little long, but Rainick at the horn does not go. And at the end of the third quarter, your score, your LaSalle Explorers 58. Your Friends Select Falcons 44. LaSalle ballooning a 14-point lead.
The all-new Infiniti QX80 has redefined what a luxury SUV should be. A V6 twin turbocharged engine, available 64-color personalized ambient lighting and 24-speaker sound system, biometric cooling, Pro Pilot Assist, and so much more. Experience the Infiniti QX80 today at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove and redefine your luxury expectations. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January.
Great American Pub. We are back, 4th quarter. LaSalle will inbound to start. Terrific 3rd quarter for the Explorers. Took a halftime deficit, ballooned it into a 14-point lead. It's a quick foul on Michael Waters, looking to press with the reach on Branson. Branson's so strong with the ball.
His second team's first.
Falcons again sending 2 guys to the ball. Explorers not prepared for that one. They take a timeout, quick timeout here. This 4th quarter brought to you by our friends over at Great American Pub in Conshohocken, PA. Run by alumni, the Hemshires, of course. Great spot for dinner, drinks, lunch, you name it. Great food, great atmosphere. Thank you to the Great American Pub for the continued sponsorship.
And as Bob likes to say, if you're not in the gym, that's one of the best places to watch the game.
I agree. Great spot. Explorers will inbound, hopefully ready for the Friends Select pressure this time. You can see they're already prepping to send 2 guys. Jackson Carroll does a good job making himself available. Loose ball. Friends Select comes up with it. Bodies on the floor. Here comes Friends Select in transition. Tough foul and the bucket. Unfortunately, that will be Price Alston's 5th of the game. Not a ton there. Looks like he got him on the follow-through, though, as he's going down. Got to be smarter on the defensive end there in transition, you know, knowing you're likely already out of position, likely to be able to give up that bucket regardless. You know, don't put yourself in a situation to get a cheap foul and an easy layup.
When you are in a situation like that, like Price, you can't really be mad at the ref for calling it. It's a fast break.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
McLaurin to the line. Been kind of quiet game for McLaurin, especially in the second half, but he nails that free throw. More pressure from Friends Select. Definitely looking to get this Explorer team moving quick. Explorers do a good job moving the ball. Finds Rang for 3. Again, Rang. Great answer by the guard.
Rang has been unconscious, 4 for 4 from 3.
And a quick answer by Laurent Smith. Nice way into the lane. Friends Select probably going to keep this pressure up for the remainder of the game if you're LaSalle. You want to be strong with the ball and absolutely do all you can to limit these turnovers.
And do not panic. You just have to be smart with the ball and make a good decision.
Does a good job getting the ball into the middle. Swinging Branson. Might have got away with the push-off, and he does not get away with that one. Let's see it. Offensive foul on Branson.
Foul foul number 3, Tyler Branson. His 4th, team 2nd.
Major note there, that is Branson's 4th foul of the game. Still a long way to go in this 4th quarter. Don't want to lose your leading ball handler for the remainder of the game. Definitely see if Friends Select chooses to attack him. LaSalle stays in that zone. Here's Laurent Smith out to Reggie Moore. Foul on the Explorers. Getting a little handsy on defense.
And Branson fouling out would be terrible for the Explorers. They put Jack McCabe in here, but against that Friends Select pressure, it's really important to have a main ball handler.
Probably not the best time to, or probably not the worst time to get a foul like that so you can get him off the court. Another inside. Good ball fake there by Emil McLaurin. Gets Jackson Carroll in the air, out of position. And he'll to line for 2. Chipping away into this lead are the Falcons. To start this minute and a half already in this half, and it definitely seems like they are dictating the pace. They're playing the way they want to play. First free throw is up and long for McLaurin. Explorers look to be strong and firm with the ball. Second free throw is up. Another 0 for 2 trip for the line. More pressure. 3 people behind you. Have 2 guys open. Mac O'Neal takes his time, and he shuffles the feet there. And is called for a travel violation. Might have waited a little bit too long to go up with that one, but sensed the trailing defender from the Falcons closing in quick, even though it might have been Laurent Smith. High ball screen. Laurent Smith looking to get into the lane. Good defense by the Explorers. Jackson Carroll with the block. Laurent Smith comes up with his miss. Kicks it out. Noah Rice for 3. Another opportunity for the Falcons, and that's Michael Waters coming up with the miss. Slicing his way for 2. And no Tyler Branson. Tyler Branson 4 fouls. Okabata out to Mac O'Neal for 3. If you're the Explorers, I'm not sure these are exactly the shots you want to be taking. Tough foul. Emil McLaurin, that's Jack McCabe on the foul.
Sal's taking quick shots, as you mentioned right now. Probably not what you want to be doing. If you're going to miss the shots and you take your time, at least there's less time on the clock for Friends Select to come back.
You're absolutely falling right into Friends Select's trap right now. There's a reason they're sending 2 to 3 guys now. They're sending 2 to the ball handler and then another 1. And having another guy ready for the secondary ball handler as well. It's leaving guys open underneath, but they're doing a good job getting back in transition. It's up to the Explorers not to rush their shot. Free throw by McLaurin is up and good. After a brief stint on the bench, Tyler Branson checks back in along with Ryan Damon. Explorers going small here. First time all game, I believe, where they don't have one of Mac O'Neal and Price Alston on the floor. major key going small here, of course, is keeping McLaurin off the boards. As he hits goes 2 for 2 from the line, explores lead down to 8. Inbound to Branson. To Rang. If you're Okabati, got to get out of the way. 10 seconds to get it over, they do. Carroll, out of control. Damon underneath, misses a contested free throw again, and not sure if that's a shot you want if you're the LaSalle Explorers.
Good hands by Max Okabata there to stop the momentum.
Friends Select, to their credit, doing a great job kicking up the defensive intensity this game, this quarter. As they look to further dig into this LaSalle Explorer lead. Michael Waters cuts through the lane into the body of Ryan Damon, gets the foul, and one. Keeps it simple, high ball screen. Switches very late, Ryan Damon sinks under into the lane. Just can't give Michael Waters that much room to operate and get downhill.
And I think LaSalle needs to calm down here, just get the ball in Branson's hands and try to get an easy bucket here. They don't want to force anything too early in the clock.
Free throw was up and good. Michael Waters and Emil McLaurin making a major impact in his fourth quarter. As Friends Select almost comes up with that turnover. Here comes Mac Okabata in the open floor. Skips in the lane and is fouled. Again, quick shot from the Explorers. But you have to earn it from the free throw line, Max hasn't been the strongest from the free throw line historically. Probably not the worst case scenario if you're Friends Select. First is up and pure, of course. That free throw snaps of what I believe to be was a 14 to 3 run to open up the quarter. Misses the second. Mac O'Neal gets called for the over the back foul on the rebound. LaSalle already at the foul limit with 5 minutes left. Friends Select going back to the line already. They'll shoot two the rest of the way.
LaSalle has had little spurts in this game where they've dominated Friends Select, but right now it seems to be going Friends Select's way, and LaSalle needs to get their momentum back and get back in control of this game.
We talked about the relative inexperience of this LaSalle roster. Not a lot, if any, of these guys. I think Max Okabata right now is the only guy on the floor who played significant, if any, varsity minutes last year. Obviously, Tyler Branson not on the team last year. But these are the types of situations where you got to trust your teammates, and game experience helps in these situations, which a lot of these guys don't have. Friends Select more pressure. But that's Ryan Rang, fouled on the pass. Reggie Moore, I believe that might be his 5th. And it is, and he'll be gone for the rest of the game. Tough loss for Friends Select, one of their starting guards. Tough physical defense.
That is Moore's 5th foul, and that was the limited personal foul for play.
We'll stay with it. Quick timeout as they figure out the sub situation. Looks like Adam Atkins will check in for the Friends Select team. Reggie Moore, tough loss. He's doing a great job at the top of that press, getting into ball handlers despite being undersized. Tough physical defender, like most of this Friends Select team. Be a tough loss for the rest of the game. But back to that inexperience, you have 2 seniors on Friends Select who are used to this type of environment. And Michael Waters, he comes up with the steal. Excuse me, that's Emil McLaurin. Gets the pass in transition and slams for 2. This is a 2-point game. Momentary pause as we get the net fixed. The Explorers need to cut this bleeding a little bit. Find a way to get an easy bucket. Stay under control. Break this Friends Select pressure. A lot of guys in the backcourt right now. He's solid play off 2 feet. Here's Rang, kicks it out to Mac O'Neal. I would love to get it in Branson's hands, and they can settle into an offensive set to break this Friends Select pressure. And foul is called on Friends Select. That's Noah Rice getting a little physical, a little handsy. Got to get the hands off if you're the defender.
And Friends Select has freshman Adam Atkins in the game right now. Big moments for this young player.
Very big moment for a freshman. Explorer inbound underneath. A lot of success here. We'll see if they can get another quick one. They don't. Jackson Carroll is fouled by the Atkins going into the corner. Tough foul there. Carroll catching it a little bit off balance, and Atkins just getting that hand on and pushing it even more. That will be Friends Select's 5th foul of the quarter, so we'll see how both teams will be shooting 2 free throws for the rest of the game. First is up and good again. Great opportunity for all the Explorers to take a breath, recollect yourself while these free throws go up.
And in many close games like this, free throws can decide the game, so it's important to hit them when you have them for the Explorers.
Absolutely, and we saw that in that first game against Abington Friends. This Explorer team did a great job closing the game out with free throws. Lead back up to 2 possessions. Friends Select with the ball. Michael Waters probably control the ball for the rest of the game, if I would imagine. Look for him and Ami McLaurin to work in the 2 game. LaSalle shows a zone look. Okabata comes up with the deflection, and the Explorers come up with the steal. Here's Branson. Called for the foul. Really tough. Tyler Branson may have been bailed out a little bit there. Looking to go left back, behind the back. Always tough to go behind the back when you are double teamed, because you just, you don't have the ball in front of you to protect it.
And that's Michael Waters Jr. 4th foul. Something to watch here in the last 4 minutes.
Absolutely. That would be a massive loss if the Explorers continue to can find a way to attack him. Branson, such a strong free throw shooter. Misses the front end. Second shot is up and good. Explorers lead back to 5. Friends Select to inbounds. Michael Waters. LaSalle settles back into that 1-3-1 look that had so much success early on. Can't give up the 3 in the corner. That's Adam Atkins, the freshman. Branson with the ball. Friends Select continue to send that pressure. Jackson Carroll in the corner. Max Okabata, great cut. No foul at first. And it comes later. Great cut by Okabata coming off from the corner. And he'll let Max Okabata head to the line for 2.
Big free throw here is for Max Okabata. He's had the struggles in the past, but has knocked down a few this game.
Obviously something the LaSalle Explorer offense emphasizes, off-ball cuts. And you can see that, instinctual from Max Okabata to dive from the weak side wing, and Jackson Carroll to know he's going to come across, give the ball to his defender, wide open in the lane. Just got to earn it at the line. Misses the front end. Second is up. Short, but nobody counts for the shooter. He gets his own miss. Ryan Rang rims out. Max Okabata gets the offensive board, kicks out. Jackson Carroll. Tyler Branson for 3. Again off, but Ryan Rang almost gets his hands on the offensive rebound, but dribbles it out of bounds. Tough possession there for the Explorers. Really wish you could come up with a point after multiple offensive rebounds.
And 2 fairly open 3s, but you do have to wonder if they would have liked the layup or at least taken some more time off the clock.
Absolutely. LaSalle back into their 1-3-1 zone. Ron Smith with the ball, hands off to McLaurin. McLaurin out to Michael Waters. Michael Waters downhill. Rims out, but McLaurin on the boards. Noah Rice grabs the offensive rebound and is heading to the line for 2. See, Max Okabata does a good job of getting the ball, stripping it out of McLaurin's hands, but just ends up in Noah Rice's hands. He goes up in and out of position. Mac O'Neal gets the foul.
And a good fake to draw a few LaSalle defenders into the air.
First is up and good. The second one, opportunity to tie for the first time since the early third quarter. Second shot is up and it's good. We have a tie game, 3.5 left in the fourth quarter. If you're LaSalle, who is your go-to guy here? You know, who you have to establish who you want to go to in these late game situations. Obviously, Branson's such a strong ball handler. Okabata does such a great job going down rim. Branson, I mean McLaurin is all over Branson there. Tough to foul 40 feet away from the rim. Also, McLaurin's fourth foul. Couple Falcons in foul trouble here. Likely to play a huge part as we go down, see if they continue to up that pressure, you know, opening themselves up to fouling out two of their best players. Tyler Branson, so calm, so collected, just like he did against Abington Friends. Heads to the line, hits the front end of the 1-on-1 to give the Explorers back to the lead.
Yeah, and I'm getting flashbacks as I watch Tyler Branson knock down a free throw at the end of a close game.
Up and two. Got to get a body on Michael Waters. Regardless if you're in his zone, he does such a good job at attacking the gaps if you don't get there, if you don't settle in quickly. Lucky Laurent Smith finds himself wide open on the wing. Misses it. Here comes Branson in transition. Layup in transition. Good. Explorers back on top on 4.
And Branson is so fast. Smart play to get down the court and get an easy layup.
Absolutely. Michael Waters looking to press back. Noah Rice into the corner. Adam Atkins again from the same spot as earlier. Rims out. Ryan Rang with the rebound. If you're LaSalle, you don't need to push here. And Tyler Brownson draws the foul on Laurent Smith. And I think he knew he had 4.
And Branson is such a smart player. It's so fun to watch. I feel like he has a box score in his head. He'll go to the line again.
Absolutely. Second Friends Select player to foul out of the game as Laurent Smith heads to the bench. Number 11, Kenny Gatling, checks in for the replacement. First free throw is up and good from Tyler Branson. You know, Explorers at the second half of this fourth quarter has gone on. I don't know if they've done a better job of slowing down the pace, but being strong with the ball and, you know, letting Friends Select foul you is also works just as fine. You know, stay strong, stay balanced. You're good. As LaSalle takes a timeout, as Zerloon is back to 6 points. Full timeout. We'll be right back.
At Burns Design Group, our passion for visual and literary design forges powerful, lasting brands, from nonprofits and small businesses to Fortune 500 companies. We create and refresh brands from the ground up and inside out. We transform culture. We drive growth, profitability, and market leadership. We are a group of hands-on veterans who hold more than 150 years of brand strategy and design experience. Burns Design Group. What's next? By design.
We are back. Timeout just wrapping up, I believe called by the Explorers. Full timeout. Explorers clinging to a 6-point lead, as much as 14 points. Pat, what are you looking for as as we head into the final stretch of this game?
Yeah, I think LaSalle has to keep doing what they have been doing in the past 1 or 2 minutes. They've slowed down the pace. They've gotten to the free throw line, and overall they've just played a smart game down the stretch.
Expect some full court press from the Friends Select Falcons on makes and misses. Be strong with the ball. Make yourselves available. Find the middle of the court. And give yourself room to operate. And close this game out if you're an Explorer. LaSalle with another 2-3 zone look. Friends Select overloads one side. Gets the ball inside to McLaurin where they want to operate. Okabata almost comes up with the steal. Corner. That's Michael Waters, gets inside. And the block is called on, who is that on the floor?
I believe it's Jackson Carroll.
Jackson. Carroll. French doing a really good job of rotating the ball quickly, finding open gaps before LaSalle can rotate back in their zone. Carroll tries to draw the block, doesn't get the call. Maybe touch out of position there. And Michael Waters heads to the line for 2. It's the first long way to go in this one. By no means is this anywhere close to being over. Both teams at the limit. A lot of free throws down the stretch, I expect. Second is missed. Jump ball situation, not called. Loose ball out of bounds, stays with Friends Select. Looked like it could have gone either way. LaSalle has to lock up again. Ryan Ansel, Coach Ryan Ansel, calling out defensive calls. LaSalle sticking in that 2-3 zone. Michael Waters probing inside to Adam Atkins. Floater inside, a little off balance, misses, but Friends Select comes up with the offensive rebound. Kenny Gatling, tough spot to foul there. Have him trapped in the corner. He's falling out of bounds. And Explorer gets called for a foul. Let's take a look. And Max Okabata just gets him on the arm there. More foul trouble to note. Max Okabata, that is his 4th. Kenny Gatling to the line for 2. Up and good. Explorers lead down to 4 points. See what Friends Select does here on the defensive end coming out of this. Mac O'Neal moved early. Free throw goes up, but does not matter since the free throw went up. If it was missed, it probably would have been a violation. Friends Select again showing 2 man to the ball. Max Okabata does a good job making himself available. Mac O'Neal in the corner. Great decision there. Not to pull the trigger there. Kick the ball out. Let the Explorers work some clock here. Here's Branson. High ball screen from O'Neal. Branson gets into the lane. Gets the Friends Select Falcons out of position. He'll head to the line for 2 more.
And I believe Atkins kind of wrapped his hand around Branson there. Tough to guard such a fast player.
Yeah, it does a good job of denying the screen and quickly getting his way into the lane, getting Atkins on his hip, putting him in a bad situation.
Very tough situation for a freshman against a junior, Tyler Branson, who's been in this situation as a sophomore. He played a lot at Medford Tech.
Absolutely. Branson making a living at the free throw line, as we mentioned. This is the first, but if there's a guy in this situation that you want at the line, early on it seems like it's going to be Branson. Second is up and rattles in. Explorers see if they can get a stop here, come up with a rebound. Michael Waters and Mimi McLaurin, 2-man game. Friends Select settles into their offense. Looks like they really just want to get this 2-man game situated up top by themselves. They absolutely get the switch they want. Michael Waters pulls up for 3 over Mac O'Neal. Rims out. Jackson Carroll comes down with the rebound. Around 3 defenders. Draws the foul. Great job grabbing the board, staying strong, staying wide, staying on balance. And he'll hit the line for 2.
We talked a lot about Price Austin earlier in the game, but his sophomore classmate Jackson Carroll has just been so impressive this game and in the Abington Friends game. He has not played a varsity minute before this year, and
does not come across as a guy that is, first getting his first taste of varsity minutes.
He looks very ready.
First is up, and good. Splashes it home.
And before the season, I think there were a few guys that could have played Jackson's role, and I think Ansel wanted someone to really seize that position, and Carroll's really done that.
Second is up, short, but Mac O'Neal comes up with the rebound out to Jackson Carroll, who slices into the lane, finds O'Neal, kicks it out to Branson, and does a great job settling in. Works some clock here. Make this possession hurt for Friends Select. Get a good shot. Make them work on defense, and if this goes home, it'll be a demoralizing possession. Branson again cuts his way into the lane, over a defender, and he lets him know about it. Michael Waters on the other end. Jackson Carroll does a great job getting his hand on the ball inside as Michael Waters is cutting to the lane, loses possession, goes off his knee. Explorers ball. Huge defensive stop there.
And a little out of control for Waters there. I know you're down 7 at the end of a game, but you have to keep your cool.
Great job by the Explorers breaking that press, finding the open man. Friends Select in a foul situation. Max Okabata will go to the line.
Friends Select foul, number 1, Emil McLaurin.
And with that foul, actually, that's Emil McLaurin's 5th foul of the game. What I believe is probably Friends Select's second leading scorer is heading to the bench for the final 40 seconds. Max Okabata to the line for 2. Rattles out. If you're LaSalle here, what are you looking to do on the defensive end?
You know, I think you're not too upset if they score, but you just want to play hard defense and not give them anything easy too fast.
Absolutely in a no-foul situation. Max Okabata 0 for line for 2. Don't foul. Don't stop the clock. Let him go downhill. A lot of contact there on the foul. No foul called on either side. Here comes Branson with a loose ball, and he's fouled. Tough situation there for Michael Waters.
And I don't even know if Branson was going to try to get to the rim at the end of that play. I think he was about to pull it out and try to.
Unfortunately, can't catch the end of that foul situation. But Jackson Carroll looked to take a looked like he was trying to take a charge. You know, up to the ref's discretion if they actually want to call that sometimes, especially if the defender has position. Uncalled there. Leads to Tyler Branson back to the line. Most importantly, time going off the clock. We're down to 30 seconds. Branson at the line. See if he can push this Explorers lead up to 8 points. And he does. Friends Select has to work fast. Here comes Michael Waters. You know what he wants to do. Jackson Carroll, if you're Jackson Carroll there, just let him go by you. You don't want to be fouling. You don't want to stop the clock.
And that's something Jackson Carroll will learn. Only a sophomore. He has 2 more years to understand that. And you see the look on his face. I don't know if he'll ever do that again.
I believe that is his 5th foul. He'll head to the bench for the rest of the game. Great showing from the sophomore in his only 2nd varsity game. Jaden Carr checks in. He'll close out this game for the Explorers. Michael Waters back to the line. First one is good. Second is good. Lead is 6. Explorers still have to break this pressure. Make sure not to turn the ball over in the backcourt. Branson strong with the ball. And Friends Select will foul.
Friends Select foul, number 55, Al Atkins, his 3rd.
Great opportunity to put this one away for good fear. I think if you get to 3 possessions, you know, very unlikely the Falcons can string together that many buckets in with only 20 seconds left. First is up and good.
And we'll have the statistics soon. I'm very interested to see how many free throws Tyler Branson has shot. It's incredible how much he gets to the line.
Absolutely great stat team here at LaSalle for our first home game. Quarterly stats, professional stuff. Tyler Branson's second shot is up and good.
And a renewed sports information club at LaSalle. We're trying to grow that club, and they do such a great job every game with the statistics.
Michael Waters goes to the rim and is fouled by McEneill. McEneill looked like he tried to stay vertical there. Can't catch the tail end of that one. But regardless, Michael Waters, for what will seem like again, I would love to see his free throw numbers still, seem to have lived at the free throw line in the 4th quarter. Goes back to the line.
And that stat crew is definitely entering a lot of fouls this game.
Multiple foul outs on both sides.
Yeah.
At least, I believe, 3 on Friends Select and 2 on LaSalle.
Definitely something you want to clean up in future games. If
Whistle has been blown. 2 physical defensive teams. Branson with the ball. Got to make sure not to turn the ball over here. Again, don't foul still. No need to foul. Clock stops. That's Noah Rice coming up with the loose ball. He'll head to the line for 2. Again, if you're, I don't want to say, you stop playing defense, but you can absolutely concede that bucket. Let the clock run out after he makes it. 6-point game, 5 seconds left. Noah Rice makes the first. Still a 2-possession game regardless if this next one goes. Second is up and good. Friends Select takes a full timeout. We'll be right back for the closing of this game.
Full timeout called by Friends Select.
The all-new Infiniti QX80 has redefined what a luxury SUV should be. A V6 twin turbocharged engine, available 64-color personalized ambient lighting and 24-speaker sound system, biometric cooling, Pro Pilot Assist, and so much more. Experience the Infiniti QX80 today at Faulkner Infiniti of Willow Grove and redefine your luxury expectations. To be sure.
Next Play Basketball is the largest AAU program in the greater Philadelphia area. Next Play also offers camps, clinics, and private training for boys and girls, 3rd to 12th graders. They teach the Next Play mentality to help athletes have success on and off the court. Next Play coaches focus on each player's development through high-level coaching and a competitive environment. If you would like to join the Next Play family, go to nextplaybasketball.com for more information. They will be hosting spring tryouts starting in January.
Welcome back. 5 seconds left in the game. Explorers inbounding with a 4-point lead. Friends Select sticks with their pressure. This one not quite over yet. Still got to inbound the ball. And Max Okabata is fouled on the inbounds. That's Michael Waters. As the ref says, quote-unquote, pull on the jersey. Saw it pretty clearly here, a hook on that opposite hand. And that's Michael Waters' 5th. Great effort from Michael Waters. Really impressed with his play today.
And I don't know if the players mind this many free throws because it'll boost their points per game a little bit.
Still got to make them, though. Okabata misses the front end. 4.6 seconds left. I mean, at this point, if he misses this, you're hoping for a heave, a prayer, and a foul. Max does miss the second. No need to foul here. Absolutely no foul situation. You let them take whatever shot they want. Up at the buzzer. It's long. And in the home opener, LaSalle Explorers come away with a 78-74 victory over Friends Select. Pat, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought LaSalle started a little rough in the first half. Then they got that Jack McCabe 3, and I thought that almost turned the game around a little bit. You know, they got a big lead in the third quarter. Friends Select came back in the fourth, but they did a good job of controlling the game as a inexperienced team that hasn't played together much.
Jack Burns, our man on the camera. Great job, man. And what do you think of today's game?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to have to agree on Pat. LaSalle did come out with a rough start, but they really picked it back up. And Friends also played a great game today.
Absolutely strong showing from Friends Select. LaSalle looking ahead. Head to Swarthmore College on Sunday. Take on
Bennett Academy.
Bennett Academy from Illinois.
And they are one of the best teams in Illinois.
Awesome. Should be a great game. Look to get out to Swarthmore College.
And Bennett does have a tough slate over this weekend. They have Prep, Roman, and LaSalle back-to-back-to-back days.
Running the Philly Catholic League gauntlet, if you will. Just waiting down on final stats so we can get some leading scores for you guys. Great showing from LaSalle Explorers, starting off the season 2-0 with a solid come-from-behind win down at the half. Lead up to as much as 16 points in that third quarter. And hang on for the 4-point lead over a very solid Friends Select team. Pat Burkhead lead off our leading scorers here. Michael Waters, 29 points, adds a 17 trips and 13 to 17 from the free throw line. for Friend Select leads the way. Max Okabata, 22 points for the Explorers. A tough 2 of 13 showing free throw line from him, but a solid overall line, 22 points, 9 rebounds. Tyler Branson, speaking of free throws, 13 of 16 from the free throw line. Overall, LaSalle 21 of 37 from the free throw line. Friend Select 29 of 39.
And Michael Waters had 17 free throws, just etching out that game high.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6 foul outs in this game. This was a physical, tough opponent. LaSalle played up to it, did a great job closing this one out as we head into next Sunday's game against Bennett Academy.
Another stat to mention is Tyler Branson had 9 assists and 4 steals. Great showing from the point guard.
Got to clean up those 8 turnovers.
Most definitely.
Otherwise, playing a full game, great job from the lead guard. From Carter Philman, Jack Burns, Pat Burkhead. Pat Burkhead. We are presented by Bob Long Sports. We thank you for watching and tuning in. Drive home safe. Thank you all for tuning in.